Hello everyone, this is Dr. Dwayne Woode and welcome back to Strength, Strategy, and Mindset. This is day number 9 and today we're diving into a very core principle that I want you to continually hear and I want you to continually incorporate into your thought process. And you've heard me say it before, it is that controlled tension causes growth. Controlled tension causes growth. Another way of saying that is controlled strength under load. Controlled strength under load. We're going to talk about that here as we get into our warm up, as we get into our show, into this episode. So let's go ahead and let's get started. As you know, we have some warm up exercises that we do. We're just going to jump right into those. As always, you can use any of these exercises. You can modify them if you need to by adding additional tension, and we'll add that. We'll talk about that as we go. So first thing we're going to do is our arm twirls, right? Arm twirls. 10 to the front and 10 backwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome, awesome. Get those muscles moving, get the blood flowing, get the heart rate going up, and get our breathing going properly. Remember, as we're breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth. Okay. Next, let's do our high knee marches. High knee marches. We're going to do this for about 1 minute. And this one, if you remember, you're trying to lift your knees as high as possible. Up, up. And usually I try to lift them so I can touch my elbows. This is one that you can actually modify. So you can walk over to a wall, right? And you can hold these as high as possible. We're trying to lift those knees as high as possible. If you need to hold on to a chair, you can do that as well. All right, so up, 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 right? And remember, we're activating the core, so pulling that belly button in a little bit, as much as you possibly can. Right? Right, I gotta bring these up a little bit higher. Right? We got about another 15 seconds to go. Right, as high as you can, as high as you can. Get those muscles moving, get the muscles moving. And 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. All right, so we got those muscles moving, get the blood flowing. And so let's go ahead and we're going to do our forward stretches, or forward reach as they're called, also isometric reach. And these are basically, you have your arms out and we're going to reach forward as much as possible. Let me show you from the side. Arms out, we're going to reach forward as much as possible, touch our fingertips. And this time we're going to hold for 5 seconds, okay? We're going to do 10 of those. So 1, and counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then coming back, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 more. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And it gets the heart going. Remember, everything that we do, we're activating the core. Let's go ahead and we're going to move directly to our crossbody leg swings. We're going to do 10 on each side. And basically this one, we're taking our leg, swinging it to the other side. We're holding it there. We're not putting our leg down. Let's go ahead and do that together. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 110. Now this next one, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try not to hold on to anything, but you can modify this as well. Let's go ahead and go. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm gonna go down for a minute. Okay, 2 more. 9, and then 110. And so you can see, you can modify any of these that you need to, okay? Next we're gonna do, let's go ahead and let's do our seated knee extensions. All right, so seated knee extensions. And we're gonna do 2 sets of 10, 2 sets of 10. And remember, this is what we're doing, is we're seated and leg out. And we're gonna count to 3, 1, 2, 3. Other leg, 1, 2, 3, and that's 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 9. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 10. So I'm going to go ahead and take a 15-second rest here. And so our strength, right? Our strength segment is that we have been learning several routines, several exercises. And what we're doing now is just stringing them all together, right? Tension. So any of these that we're doing, we can add additional tension to them. And I'll show you that here in just a minute when we get to our dumbbells. But let's go ahead and do our second set. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 8. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 9. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 10. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to take a 20-second break there. While I do that, I'm going to grab my gloves. And so our strength segment is that we're stringing these all together. All the things that we've been learning, all of them are relatively simple exercises, simple procedures that we can do. But once again, we can string them all together and we get a pretty good workout. And any one of them are modifiable, which means that you can do things to them to make them even better way of getting tensions. Remember, controlled tension causes growth, right? So strength grows by layering small efforts, not by giant leaps. Every small rep, every small change that we do, every small tension that we add under control gives us benefit. I want you to imagine kind of like trying to fill up a jar. 1, 1, one drop at a time. Yeah, with some water. It looks slow. It looks slow, but all of a sudden we'll find that it's overflowing. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to grab some dumbbells, and we're going to do 2 sets of 8 of these, and we're just going to do some dumbbell curls. 2 sets of 8 dumbbell curls. Okay, and so we're going to go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're going to rest just for about 15 seconds, and then we'll come back to that. So back to our jar. So 1 drop at a time, 1 drop at a time. It seems very slow, but after a while, we find that that jar is filling up, okay? Now for all of these that we're doing, I'm going to do these dumbbell curls again, but I want to show you something that you can do. So you can either do more reps. So we're doing 8. You can do more sets. We're doing 2 sets. You can add more sets. That's tension, right? Additional tension. You can do heavier weights, right? That's another way of doing it. And then the other thing you can do is, let's go ahead and do it. So we've been going up and down as 1, right? So here's something else you can do. We go up, and then on the way down, we'll count 1, 2, 3. And then up, and 1, 2, 3. That's 2. And up, 1, 2, 3. That's 3. Up, 1, 2, 3. That's 4. And up, 1, 2, 3. That's 5. Up, 1, 2, 3. That's 6. 4 more. Up, 1, 2, 3. That's 3 more. Up, 1, 2, 3. 2 more. Up, 1, 2, 3, and 1 more. Up, and 1, 2, 3. Now notice what we did. So we could have had more tension by, I'm going to keep these here, by either doing more reps, right? So instead of 8, we could have done 10, 12, 14, 15, whatever number. We could have done more sets, right? So we did 2 sets. You could have done, instead of 2 sets of 8, you could have done 3 sets of 8, 4 sets of 8, whatever number, right? So, and I'm just giving you an example. I don't want you to go out there and all of a sudden try to do 10 sets of 8, okay? So you can add more tension that way. The other thing you can do is, like we did, was as we're making those motions, as we're doing those various things or those reps, we can do tension, right? So when we did our, for instance, our forward reach, right? So we could, instead of counting to 5, we could have counted to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to grab our dumbbells again. And one of the things that we did, we're going to do 5 sets, 2 sets of 5 of this. If you remember, we did a combination. And so let's go ahead and do that. So it's up, remember, up, 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 touch on top. Let me back up a little bit, right? Back to the side, down, that's 1. And up, up, touch, back, down, that's 2. Up, up, touch, to the side, down, that's 3. Up, up, touch, back, down, that's 4. Up, 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 touch, back, down, and that's 5, okay? Take a little rest there. So that was our strategy, right? The strategy is that we could expand the capacity. Strength grows by layering small changes, small pieces on top of each other. It doesn't have to be all at one time, right? Small changes. And our mindset that I want you to get is this, that tension doesn't mean trouble. Tension doesn't mean trouble. As we're doing this one right now, right? It feels a little shaky. There's a little burning, but that is growth. That is what you're feeling. The muscles are saying, hey, right? So we're straining a little bit under tension. So let's go ahead and get our second set. All right, feet shoulder width apart. Remember, we're activating our core, pulling that belly button in just a little bit. And let's go ahead. Up, up, up. And we're touching on top. We back up a little bit. And back to the side and down. That's one. Up, 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 touch, back to the side, down, and that's two. Up, 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 touch, back to the side, down, and that's three. Up, 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 back to the side, down, and that's four. And one more. Up, 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 back to the side, down, and that's five. Okay? All right. And so then we're going to do our goblet squat. You remember this is just a regular squat, except now we're using, either you can use a kettlebell, or you can use a dumbbell, or you can actually do this, excuse me, without anything. We're just using your hands, right? So I'm going to use a dumbbell, and we're going to do 2 sets of 8, right? 2 sets of 8 with this one, all right? So let's go ahead and grab that. And remember, feet shoulder width apart, and we're going to go down. We want our quads, our hamstrings to be parallel to the ground. And we're going to, when we get down there, we're going to hold it for a second, okay? Hold it for a second before we come back up. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do 2 sets of 8, starting with 1. And we're going down, looking straight forward, and hold it for a second. And then we're up, and then down, and up, 2, down, that's 3, down, that's 4, and 5, and 6, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and then 1 more, and down, and we're holding for a second, and then back up. Okay, let's go ahead and take a rest for a minute. And so any of these that we've done, we can add additional weights, we could add more reps, we can add more sets, we can hold it for longer. For instance, when we did the seated knee extensions, instead of counting to 5, we could have held it there and counted to 6 or 7 or 8. Okay, so remember, controlled tension causes growth. Controlled tension causes growth. And when we did this, you probably felt a little bit of burning, right? So burning does not mean bad. Burning means that the muscles are engaged. Muscles are engaged, right? So sometimes you may feel shaky, and we didn't do the balance, right? So that's another one we'll come to here in just a minute, all right? Let's go ahead, grab our kettlebells, or kettlebell. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to do this one with, just so you can see. I'm going to use this so you can see that you can do it with a dumbbell. Okay, so another set. We're going to do 8. Okay, back up a little bit. And ready, going down. And we're holding it there for a second. And then pop up. It's 1, down, and 2, and down, and 3, and down, and 4, and down, and 5, and down, and 6, and down, and 7, and down, and 8. Okay? So you can modify those just like I did there. All right. And so now what I want to do is I'm going to pull this back a little bit. All right. Right about there. And we're going to do some dumbbell presses. And we'll do two sets of 8 with this. Okay, 2 sets of 8. And I put my legs this way. All right, and so once again, we're activating the core, pulling that belly button in just a little bit. And we'll have these off to the side. I'm gonna bring it up above my head, touching at the top, squeezing as I get to the top. All right, so let's do one. So bring it up slowly. Above my head, I'm squeezing my muscles, my pecs, my biceps, triceps at the top, holding there for a second, and then we're bringing it down under control. We're letting the muscle do it. We're not letting it just drop. So that's 1. Up again, and coming back, and that's 2. We're going up and squeezing at the top, coming down, that's 3. Up, squeezing, coming down, that's 4. Up, squeezing, coming down, that's 5. Up, squeeze, coming down, that's 6. We got 2 more. Up, squeeze, coming down, that's 1 more. Up, squeeze, and coming down and holding. Okay, so once again, to modify this one, we could do, right now we're doing 2 sets of 8. We could do 3 sets of 8 or 4 sets of 8, or we can do 2 sets of 10, 2 sets of 12, 2 sets of 20, or we can add more weights, heavier weights, or when we are coming down, and I'll show that to you here in a minute, as I'm coming down with the weights, I can count, right? I can hold them slowly so it gives my muscles more tension to bring them down. So let's go ahead and try that one. Okay. So once again, the other thing that gives more tension is if you hold the dumbbells up here, that's 1 set of tension. You're dealing with 1 set of muscles. But if you let them go back a little bit, right, you have to activate additional muscles. And you can feel this actually in the pecs. When you do this, okay? So let's go ahead, we're gonna go up, and on the way down, we're gonna do a 3 count, okay? So up, squeeze and touch, and then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, okay? You felt that as you got to the number 3? Then we're gonna go up and touch. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, okay? That's 2, up, and touch, squeeze, and then 1, 2, 3, that's 4, and up, and squeeze, and 1, 2, 3, that's 5, up, touch, and squeeze, and then 1, 2, 3, that's 6, 2 more, up, touch and squeeze, and then 1, 2, 3, that's 7, up, touch and squeeze, and then 1, 2, 3, that's 8, okay? All right, so that's one way that we can do that. Let's go ahead and I'm going to grab a different set of weights for this next exercise that we're going to do. Going back to talking about our core. Remember, our core is very important. And this one is our balance, right? So we're going to do 2 sets of 5. 2 sets of 5. And what this is we're going to balance on one leg. And we're going to count to 3, right? So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 3, right? There we go. There we go. One more. Come on, come on. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. That's 4, I think, right? And then 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. That's 5. Okay? And we can go directly into this. So once again, how would you modify this? You can modify this by either doing more sets. Right now we're doing 2 sets of 5. You can do 3 sets of 5, 4 sets of 5, 5 sets of 5. Or you can do 2 sets of 10. Or you can hold it for longer. We're counting to 3. You can count to 5. We'll do that here in just a minute. Or you can add heavier weights. So let me go ahead and do that so you can see how this can be modified. Remember, tension, control tension. And so I'm showing you all of these so that you can be putting your circuit together at home. And we actually do a 2-minute circuit. This one that we're doing is probably going to be a good 30, 25 minutes maybe. All right, so heavier weights. And we're going to count this time, instead of counting to 3, we're going to count to 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and do. And we're going to come up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And alternating. That's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Now notice something, and I'm going to put this here for just a minute. As I was doing that, right? Well, let's put these back. You saw some wobbliness, if that's a word there, right? And I want you to understand, if you remember when we did the episode where we introduced that exercise, what I was saying was that your nervous system is adjusting. So the fact that it's wobbly does not mean that you're doing something wrong. It just means that your body, each time that you're changing one leg to the other, your body has to figure out how to center you. There's so many life implications for that. Often we find that when we're doing things, we think that because we're uncertain, we think that because we don't seem to know everything about that situation, that means that we shouldn't be in that space. But remember, comfort does not mean competence. Just because you're comfortable somewhere doesn't mean you're competent. And just because someone is comfortable doesn't mean they're competent. The corollary to that is that just because they are not comfortable does not mean that they're not competent, right? So your body is always, your system is always learning, it's always growing, it's always working on trying to figure out how to get you back in the space of being competent as you're working through the process. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to cool down by doing some breaths. Right, we're going to do 5 of these. Remember, we're going to breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth, in through our nose, out through our mouth. And when we breathe in, we're going to hold it. We're breathing in for 5. We're going to hold it for 5, and you'll see me tapping on and you can do it as well. Tap for 5, and then we're going to breathe out. So let's start with in through our nose, hold for 5, and then out through our mouth. So let's go ahead. In. In. That's 2. In. That's 3. And in. Hold for 5. And out. That's 4. One more. In. Hold for 5. And out. Wow, 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 wow. So today's strength step is this, right? So this is what you're going to be doing at home. I want you to do a 30-second goblet. 30 seconds. When you go down, you're going to hold it down there for 30 seconds, right? So a goblet squat. So we went down, we held it for how much? 1 second. So I want you to hold that for 30 seconds when you get down there and then come back up. And I want you to do 3 of those, right? 3 of them in succession. And I want you now to go back. I want you to watch this video and I want you to work through the circuit that we just did. All right, so that was probably about a 25, maybe 30-minute circuit that we did. I've been asking you to do a 2-minute circuit. You were supposed to put those together. And now you saw that we strung all of the exercises that we've learned into one circuit that you can do. And you can go back and watch this. You can play it. So you're going to do the goblet squat, right? So 30 seconds, hold that down there, 30 seconds. And you can do that 3 times throughout the day. But the other thing that I want you to do is I want you, that circuit that you did, that 2-minute circuit that you created, I want you to be doing those at least twice during the day. So we're going to be doing here, we're going to be walking through our circuits, and we're going to be doing that, but at all the times, you're waiting to get in the shower, you're waiting in line, or wherever you are, right? You're at the house, you're watching TV, you're outside in the garden, whatever it is. I want you to take that 2-minute circuit and I want you to kind of run through that so that you can get into the habit of doing this. One of the main things that I want you to get, well, I said 1, but 3 things I want you to get from today. Number 1, and you've heard me say it, is going to be one of our mantras. Controlled tension causes growth. When it comes to our bodies and when it comes to our life, controlled tension causes growth. You are stronger than you believe. You have the capacity to do more than you are telling yourself right now. And number 3, you have today shown that you have what it takes because you've shown up for this day, right? You've shown up for today. You've shown up for another day. You've shown up with another brick, another piece to the puzzle, another piece that says, hey, I am responsible. I am trustworthy. 9 days you've been here. 9 days. And tomorrow we're coming back as we move through the space to be successful. Strength, strategy, and mindset. The strength is that we can string these together and we can learn to do them. They don't have to just be things that we heard about. We can do them ourselves now. We string them together and that gives us the power. Number 2, our strategy is that we have the ability to expand our capacity, right? You thought you could just only do a 2-minute circuit. Here you did a 25-minute circuit. And then number 3, that tension doesn't mean trouble. Tension means that you are growing, that you're expanding. Hey, this is Dr. Dwayne Woode, and Limitless Living, which is what we're doing, says that we are not allowing anything to prevent us from doing what we need to do. We are presenting our best self, our best health, and our best plans for our life. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. We'll see you tomorrow for day number 10 for strength, strategy, and mindset. We'll see you then.